Here we go. It's called My Dad Doesn't Believe in Microwaves. I pushed my hands into the mittens Nana had knit for me the Christmas before last. The cuff barely reached the bones of my wrist, and I wished I could tell her that I would be needing another pair this year. The screen door swung lazy behind me, thick patches of snow making it difficult for it to swing in a smooth arc when I threw it open. I was regretting not being picky about my shoe choice as I went down the back steps, my sister's snow boots pinching at my toes. I trekked through the backyard, trying to keep to the parts that the dogs had already plowed through. "Where are you going, Adrian?" My father pushed his bearded face against the screen, his mountain man voice booming against the pine trees that make up our property line. "Dinner is almost ready." "I'll be back in 20, Dad." I walked backward, blew him a kiss off my mitten. "If your food is cold when you get home." He stuffed his hands into the pockets of his oversized apron. I know. I pulled my hood up over my hair. "I eat it as it is." I turned back toward the tree line and started jogging, knowing my dad was still watching and expecting a hustle. Overestimating a snowdrift, I didn't get my leg up high enough and tumbled into the knee-high powder. A burst of laughter echoed from beneath the evergreens. "Shut it, Marcus." I rolled onto my back, the heat from my face instantly melting any snow that had been stuck there. We can't all be 6'5" with the ability to step over small children and large snowdrifts. I have never stepped over a small child. I could hear the pout in his voice, still sensitive about his towering height. "But you could." I swiped my arms above my head, creating a quick snow angel. "And that's the point." "Whatever," Marcus huffed. I turned my head, and through the low-hanging branches I could see him, his knees pulled to his chest and his head tucked down into his collar. The tassel on his hat, bright orange, made him look even more childish, and I instantly regretted picking on him. "Hey." I carefully rolled out of my angel outline and under the tree. I scooted so that I was sitting right in front of him, pulled his coat away from his face so I could see him, and offered him my most sincere, shameful face. "Yeah, okay." He grabbed my hands and gave them a quick squeeze, forgiving me. "So I finished Gatsby." I moved so that I was sitting next to Marcus, the ground beneath the tree surprisingly dry. "You know how Edmonds is. I figure he'll throw the final exam at us as soon as we walk into class next, which isn't even fair. Not that it was a difficult book, but some explanation of the symbolism would be nice, you know." I looked at Marcus. He was still hiding in his coat. "Hello? Marcus, you all right?" He turned to me and looked at me like he was surprised I was even there. "What?" He shook his head fast, like a dog shaking off water. "Yeah, Gatsby, right, okay. I still have the last chapter. I'll knock it out when I get home before I go to bed, but I've been trying to look up some of the symbolism online, the light, the eyes of Dr. TJ, what's his bucket, you know. I know Edmonds is going to want more than a Sparks Note analysis, though, but I'll email what I find if you want me to." And Marcus was rambling, hardly pausing to take in enough breath to support the words flying out of his mouth. "Yeah, that would be great," I interrupted him. "You didn't ask to meet in the middle of a blizzard just to talk about our English homework, though." No." Marcus took his first deep breath. "I wanted to," Marcus was cut off by a chorus of barks, punctuated with a yip that my dachshund thought was intimidating. "Shit!" I jumped up. "I forgot about dinner." "Oh, yeah." Marcus attempted to stand, but could only manage an awkward question mark posture. "Go." He waved me from under the tree. "I know how your dad gets." "Call me," I shouted back as I ran toward my house, the dogs meeting me at the deck. "Come on, guys." I ushered the German shepherds up the step and scooped up Roxy, her little body shivering against me. We barreled through the door just as Dad was putting a bowl of noodles on the table. "So nice of you to join us, Adrian." "So you didn't call last night?" Marcus stood in his doorway, his eyebrows pulled together. "I sent you the links, though." He stepped out, shovel in hand. "You got those, right?" "Yeah." I gripped my shovel and started scooping snow off the sidewalk leading to his house. But you were supposed to call me. You were in the middle of something when I ran off for dinner." "Sorry about that, by the way." "It's okay." Marcus edged the shovel around carefully, trying to avoid the lights his mother insisted be left out all winter. "I'd hate for you to have to eat cold, gourmet, whatever." "We had hamburgers and mac and cheese last night, okay? It's not a big deal." "You say that like your dad's mac and cheese isn't the most ordered item on the menu." I rolled my eyes at him, knowing the popularity of the mac and cheese had more to do with the fact that Marcus ordered it every time he was in the restaurant and less to do with its gourmet flavors. "You just don't appreciate the fine blend of excellent cheeses." Marcus flipped his shovel, spraying me with snow. "I've never understood your blasé attitude toward cheese." Cheese is cheese, I shrugged. Unless it's that pre-sliced, individually wrapped sandwich stuff, that is some sort of poisonous child trap. Kraft Singles. American freaking cheese. Marcus stopped, shovel hovering over the pile of unwanted snow. I don't even think you're human. Keeping my joints locked, I lifted the next scoop of snow robot style, causing Marcus to shake his head at me. I kept robot shoveling, making good time with Marcus having to stop every other scoop to laugh at me. I beat him to the road by a good 10 feet, but decided to wait for him to help me with the packed piles that lined the curb and reached my waist. Now that you're done laughing at the robot who will, no doubt, rule the world someday with her anti-cheese higher thinking, I sat down on a pile that had flattened just enough to be a chair. Are you going to tell me what was so important last night that I had to give up the comfort of my well-heated house to sit under a pine tree and breathe icicles? Dad got a job offer. Marcus said it like his dad hadn't been searching for work for the past 8 months, like his mom wasn't at her breaking point trying to support a family of 5 on an art history professor's salary. Marcus! I jumped up and threw my arms into the air. That's so great. Wait, let me call my dad. He'll want to close the restaurant early tonight and have a celebration dinner. I pulled out my phone, fumbling it between my mittens. Yeah, it's in Reno, Nevada. Nevada? University of Nevada, Reno, assistant director for ground services, and apparently the head director is just a few years from retirement, giving Dad a good chance for promotion. Marcus stabbed his shovel into the snow. And Mom just heard back last night. Not only will she be teaching, but she'll be co-chairing the committee for redeveloping the campus gallery. Awesome. I slid my phone back into my pocket. Knowing that it takes more than a couple days to hire college professors, I knew Marcus had been sitting on this information for a while. I hesitated. So what does this mean? Mom has to be in for the finalization of paperwork the week before the new semester starts, the 21st. Marcus turned his back to me. We leave 2 days after Christmas. His words caught in the wind and were pulled back, an extra sting against my face.